What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we are returning to the Neo-Zeon War and our coverage of Mobile Suit Gundam Double Zeta. Last time, Haman dropped a colony on Dublin and made Camille very sad. In this episode, we will return to space, and the crew gets a new ship, but we will learn that the AUG is actually going in a different direction. So let's get into this. Everyone is getting swept up from the blast of the colony drop. Arakin continues fighting with Judo. The smoke clears and Bright sees the damage of the colony. Unlike Operation British, this colony did not explode on impact, so it is just sticking out of Earth. Glimmy is above the clouds and is Indra, watching this all go down. He feels useless, but he still has the chance to save face by taking down the Argama. Judo's new type senses overwhelms him with grief. He hears the voice in his head again when Rakin attacks him. Judo's rage gives him his second wind. Glimmy goes to awaken Puru too. When he does, Puru can feel her. Rakin is overwhelmed by Judo's power and runs away. Bright hasn't had any contact with anyone, so he decides to head to Dublin to find survivors. Puru 2 launches in the Psycho Gundam Mark II. This is more or less the same Psycho Gundam we saw Rosamia pilot by EFF. The only difference is that it is now under the hands of Neo-Zeon. The Gundam team regroups. The Core Fighter and Core Top can't fly anymore. The Dodai Kai comes in to pick them up when they spot the Aldumla. Ru and the Dodai Kai head out to protect them. Puru informs Bright that something is coming their way. She helps guide the high mega cannon, and the Argama fires through the colony towards the Psycho Gundam. Remember a few moments ago when Bright wanted to help survivors? I guess he's over it. The mobile fortress didn't get hit. They need time to recharge the high mega cannon. Puru runs off in her broken down Kubli Mark II and launches with the Dodai Kai. Puru and Puru 2 engage in battle. Oh no, they are fighting perfectly symmetrical. They both use their bits on one another. It's a bit battle. Judo comes in to help Puru. The Psycho Gundam Mark II transforms into mobile suit form. He tells Puru to head back to the Argama and goes to fight Puru 2. Meanwhile, the Gundam team lands on the Aldumla. They can't get in contact with Kuraba and the ship starts slowly descending. They break into the ship to find that the Aldumla crew has been killed. There are civilians still on board the ship, but no Kuraba members in sight. Judo is running out of beam energy, but Puru comes in to help him. She realizes that she is fighting herself. Puru unleashes her bits, and they all target a central location to create a giant anime ball. The ball explodes, taking out the Kubli in the process. Unfortunately, the Psycho Gundam still stands. Enraged, he attacks the Psycho Gundam and destroys it, but Puru 2 rejects. Double Zeta tries to chase down the escape pod and notices that Puru is piloting the Gundam. Puru just killed Puru. Back on the Argama, everyone has a moment of silence for those who died. Black rain pours down. Right after the colony drop, Haman uses a mass driver system to launch back into space. The team gets wind of this and makes their way to Norway to also head back into space. However, they are leaving the Argama behind for Kuraba to use. While prepping for launch, Judo feels that they were useless while on Earth. He and L have a moment, but Bicha gets jealous and interrupts it. As they take off, Camille and Fa watches on. In Dakar, we also run into Sayla, who happens to be with Lena. She is still alive. They make their way to Levian Rose. As they approach, they see a new ship. It is the Nahel Argama. The SCVA-76 Nahel Argama is designed to be the new flagship replacing the Argama. It has a higher mobile suit carrying capacity, more catapults to launch mobile suits, and an added recovery deck at the rear. The Argama was a relatively light armored battleship. This version fixes the issue by having so many beam cannons. I guess you can't destroy armor if you create a wall of beams around you. Remember, Levian Rose refitted the Argama to have the high megaparticle cannon, and the ship was used as a testbed for the Nahel Argama. This ship will also later be retrofitted to keep up with Londo Bell's latest toys. It is equipped with 4 twin beam cannons, a single barrel beam cannon mounted near the starboard, a secondary beam cannon mounted near the dorsal hull, a VLS system for taking off on Earth, and anti-air machine guns. Bright goes to talk to Madchar, while the rest go to check out the new ship. Bright and the team find out that with the exception of Bright, the Argama crew will be let go. They have no regards for any orders. He's kind of not wrong. Judo talks a bunch of shit to Madchar when Levian Rose is attacked. Meanwhile, Mashimer is doing his best 80s hair metal cosplay. It turns out that Haman placed Mashimer in charge of dropping the colony. I guess this is his morning outfit. He is with Ilya Palzom. In yesterday's video of Char's deleted affair, we saw a young Ilya Palzom living in Zeon Remnant territory. Mashimer gives Ilya the Haman rose. She calls him the romantic type. They get signal of the new Argama-class ship and wonder if they got an upgrade. The new team fights with the old team, and they both try to pilot the Argama. Everyone is fighting with one another. Bright leaves Beecha in command. Judo launches. They are attacked by Ilya, piloting the ReGelgu. The MS-14J ReGelgu is an upgraded version of the Gelgu, which stands for Refined Gelgu. Its main improvement is its mobility and has more vernier thrusters in the shoulders. It has a backpack that is equipped with a missile pod and 2 beam lancers. The generator is greatly improved as well. Other weapons include a grenade launcher, a twin beam sword, a beam rifle, and the same beam machine gun that the Gelgu Jaeger uses. It also has been known to use the Gyaradoga's beam machine gun as well. We will also see these survive and be used by the sleeves in UC-0096. Bright fights with the crew while Shinta and Coom help out. Ilya attacks the Nahel Argama and creates a hole, throwing the new crew and Shinta and Coom out into space. Judo and Ilya begin fighting one another. When the ReGelgu touches Double Zeta, they both get a new type sensation of the sorts. Bright launches in a shuttle to go find Shinta and Coom. Rue launches to go protect him. He sends out a tow cable for the kids. Did Hato just bite down on the tow cable? Good robot. The ReGelgu gets close to the shuttle, but Judo prevents her attacks. He hides behind an asteroid, but he actually ejected the core fighter. He is able to trick her for a moment, but she grabs the core fighter. Judo tries to talk to her face to face, but that is when he feels that sensation once again. Ilya takes off as Rue comes to help out. They all retreat for now. Ilya returns and gives Mashimu Haman's rose back, but it has been destroyed. He swears he will get his vengeance on Judo. Back on the Nahel Argama, the crew says, "Screw it, we can handle this on our own." They let Bright and the kids get some rest for now. Beecha, acting as captain, commands the crew to head to the moon with their goal of pushing towards Side 3. Really? You build robots and you still get boy crazy like this? Shinta, Coom, and Bright will head out while Emily and Levi and Rose go to catch up with the Nahel Argama. On board the ship, Judo is getting angry, but he says that Lena would get mad at him if he got angry. He wants to end this war so he could go and see her once again. The crew thinks that Judo just needs some rest. Meanwhile, 3 mobile suits are heading towards the Injure 2. They are Jamru Fins. The AMA-01X Jamru Fin is a prototype mobile armor that is still in development. These units are intended specifically for space combat. This mobile armor far exceeds the speeds of the Bawu and other transformable mobile suits. This mobile armor can be fitted with the Mega Booster, which is fitted with extra weapons, extending its operating range and combat ability. It can also add extra power output to the High Mega Cannon. Along with a 30.1 megawatt Hyper Mega Cannon, this unit is also equipped with a 3-tube missile launcher, a beam gun, which doubles as a beam saber, and a bomber unit. The Mega Booster adds a Mega Launcher and an 8-tube missile pod. The team consists of Danny, Dune, and Dale, which make up the 3D team. Oh, I get it. They head into an asteroid field and see a light. They decide to head towards it. However, it was Emery who decided to send out a flare to try to contact the Argama. They go to attack Levi and Rose. I am sure there is a joke in there about a Rose finding that D. The Gundam team heads out on the Mega Rider. Judo fires the Mega Particle Cannon past Levi and Rose and towards the 3D team. They need to make their time with Mashimu, however, so the team decides to retreat. Judo wonders what those new mobile suits were. The Argama docks with Levi and Rose. Emery gives Beecha Bright's message. It says to hunt down Neo Zeon, or you will be treated as traitors by both the AUG and EFF. Bright also gives them a video message, which is more uplifting. Judo just wants to end this so he could send Lena to a good school when this is all over. L tells everyone to just go with Judo's delusions for now. On the Indra 2, which is exactly the same as Mashimu's original Indra from the beginning of the show, he meets with the 3D team. He puts them on standby while launching the Sturm Diaz team. The RMS-099B Shujrum Diaz is an improved version of the Rick Diaz. At this point, Neo Zeon has solidified their place on the Earth's sphere and have taken over some factories and started working with Anaheim Electronics. This mobile suit is designed for hit-and-run missions. It has a different skirt and improved speed and is 1.5 to 2 times faster than the Rick Diaz. However, it is equipped with the same weapons as the Rick Diaz, which include a 50mm Vulcan phalanx, beam pistol, beam saber, a 300mm clay bazooka, and a beam cannon. The 3D team launches as well as Ilya in the ReGelgu. 10 mobile suits make their way towards Levian Rose and the Argama. The Gundam team launches and engages with the Sturm Diaz team. One of the mobile suits gets close and almost shoots the bridge, but Ilya shot down the Sturm Diaz commander for disobeying orders. The 3D team move in on Double Zeta. Bicha is struggling to command the bridge crew, so Emery decides to take command of both ships while Bicha launches in the Hyakushiki. Bicha and Judo fumble to work together, but they are eventually able to sink their attacks and get damage on the 2 Jamru fins. Ilya decides to have the team retreat. During the battle, Bicha was able to sense Lena. Judo is now sure that she is alive on Earth. I guess he isn't as crazy as the crew thought. And that will do it for this episode. We powered through a lot in this episode, and we will definitely have to go back and go through these events in more detail. We go from Judo was acting crazy to him simply being a strong new type. Next time, we will run into Rasara and Sarasa of the Light Tribe as they find their way out into space. We will also see Haman cosplay as a blonde. Nope, doesn't work. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, if you are a terrorist like Bicha, one day you too will be rewarded with your own battleship. Peace.